What do you think we can do about the pollution in the waters?
But one thing, I think we got to stop with the sewage, dumping the sewage in the water. Chemicals are big. I fish in a lot of retention ponds. I don't know if you guys are familiar with retention ponds, but they're basically built in like subdivisions and apartment complexes for runoff. And you know, they spray a lot of chemicals and stuff in there because some of the water you go to is like a real weird blue, some is like a weird green. That's a lot of big thing is a lot of chemicals, you know, that are being sprayed on grass. Goose poop is a big thing too. Geese crap everywhere, and then when it rains, it runs right into the water. You know, I think that has something to do with it. I've seen different sizes of fish. You know, sometimes fish are big, a little. I think it depends on the the water clarity and how clean the water is. There's a lot of different things we can do. We can stop, like I said, the big things, the chemicals, especially farmers' fields runs off into creeks. Then those creeks end up in the river, and a lot of the sewer systems in the ponds that I fish in, they're all connected, and a lot of them end up in the river. I know there's a pond that I fish in that has a creek runoff, and it runs to another pond, and then the guy told me that it runs from one end of the spectrum clear to the other end, and it dumps in the river. You know, so that's a big thing. I'd say number one is a lot of chemicals, and is number one. And we get a lot of people that dump. There's a lot of people that dump stuff in the pond. You know, cigarette butts, you know, beer cans, pop cans, you know, a lot of stuff like that. Yeah.
And why do you believe most people litter in the waters?
Because they're lazy, you know, yeah, dirty. That's my number one pet peeve. I get on people all the time for leaving. I think what a lot of people think is that just throw it in the water, it just goes away. Number one is fishing line does not go away. It doesn't dissolve. It gets wrapped around birds' bills. I've seen ducks. Matter of fact, when I was in Florida, we saw a pelican that was just covered in fishing line and had a hook stuck in his face. The fishing line, cigarette butts don't go away. You know, people flip their cigarette butts in the water, and fish will actually come up and eat the cigarette butts. Cigarette butts don't dissolve; they don't go away. Fishing line doesn't go away. Pop cans, people throw their beer cans, pop cans, plastic water bottles. A lot of ponds I fish in have tons of plastic water bottles floating in them, and that stuff doesn't go away. And I do a lot of cleanup myself. A lot of ponds I fish in, I take garbage bags and I do a lot of cleanup myself. Because people just don't. You look in the water, you'll see pop cans. You pull them out and they're rusted. They don't go away. They could have been in there for 10 years. You know. Yeah. The big thing is people are just lazy. People just don't throw their trash away. There's one pond I fish in that has a sign that says no smoking. It's got a little trail around it. It's a big pond. It's in Hilliard. It says no smoking, and you wouldn't believe the cigarette butts that are on the bank of the pond. You know, people just stick to them, don't pay attention. You know, that's another big thing. People are lazy.
Yeah, like with the chemicals, we did tests in Scioto, and it was really high.
Really high, yeah.
Like ammonia and different things that kill fish.
Yeah. And phosphorus is a big thing. It depends on spawn. That has a lot to do with how fish spawn, and then also you can tell sometimes how dirty a pond is by all the algae that blooms. Some ponds you go to, there's no algae, then we get a hot day, and then the next day I go and it's just covered with algae. That could be due to pollution, so does that help you?
Yeah.
Anything else? All right?
No, I think that was